I didn't think I needed therapy. Honestly, I signed up for it out of curiosity. I just wanted to see what it was all about. But during my first session, my therapist asked me a question that totally stopped me in my tracks. She asked, "How do you deal with stress?" And to be honest, I didn't have a good answer. At that moment, I realized something I think a lot of us might struggle with. We probably don't know how to consciously handle stress. So here's how I started. I got a free month access to BetterHelp, an online therapy service, and thought, why not? I went through the sign up process, filled out some forms about myself, and got matched with a therapist. And so when our first session was booked, I wasn't expecting much. Remember, I wasn't going to therapy because I had a major life crisis. I just wanted to try it out and see and understand what therapy was all about. Now, if you've ever been to therapy, it's not what you might imagine. Well, depends on what you're imagining, but it's not just someone sitting down, nodding and writing on a notepad. At least not in my experience online. At least my therapist was asking really thoughtful questions and helping me explore what was going on inside. And then she asked me that question: how do you deal with stress? So for a moment I froze. I had to admit I didn't have a solid answer. I really never stopped to think about what stresses me out and how I respond to it. Sure, I get stressed like everyone else. Anxiety about the future, feeling pressure to achieve things that haven't happened yet, compare myself to others. Yes, I admit. So you know the drill. But dealing with stress, I realized I wasn't really doing much to actually deal with stress or manage it. That got me thinking, how many of us go through life carrying the weight of stress but never stop to figure out what to do with it? We just kind of accept it like it's just part of the deal. Some of us might even tend to things that don't help, like distractions, unhealthy habits, numbing ourselves with things like alcohol, sex. Stress isn't just part of life. If you don't learn to manage it, it starts to affect everything: our health, our relationships, our work. And the truth is, there are better ways to handle it. My therapy session, albeit wasn't a frequent thing I did, was just trying it out, but it opened my eyes to a couple of things, and I thought I'll share with you. These are proven strategies. There's therapists, behavioral scientists, and even successful people swear by that actually work, and they are not complicated. The first thing I'll mention is journaling. Writing down what's bothering you helps you to pinpoint stresses. It's like taking all the noise in your head and putting it on paper where you can actually deal with it. So journaling is shown to really help people process their emotions and thoughts. The next is, you possibly know this one already, mindfulness and breathing. I'm taking just 5 minutes to breathe deeply, and sitting quietly can calm your mind and body. Yeah, so you should try it out. The next is exercise. A quick walk, a gym session, or even stretching at home can make you feel good. It can just change your mood. A very important one, which I had to embrace consciously, is about setting boundaries, learning to say no. You don't have to take on everything and please everyone. Protect your time and your energy. Very, very important. As I would say, is to talk about it, whether it's with a friend, colleague, therapist. Sharing your worries lightens the load. And importantly, you need to talk to God. There's a scripture where Jesus says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Talk to the Lord. Talk to God about it. The things that stresses you out, and I believe He will lighten the load for you. Now, as you start the new year, stress will come. Is unavoidable, but what's avoidable is letting it take over. Take a moment to think about your own life. What stresses you the most, and more importantly, how do you deal with it? If you don't have an answer, that's okay. Start with one of these strategies and see how it feels, because the truth is, managing stress isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving even in tough times. Drop a comment below and let's learn from each other. And hey, if you've ever thought about therapy but were hesitant, maybe this is your sign to try it out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.